Itong si Marco Rubio ay nasa isang ministerial on the resurgence of political terrorism. Kasi ang context is maaring napapanood niyo yung mga mga rally, mga riot sa Amerika, 'di ba? And most of the time ang sinisisi ng mga tao diyan lalo na ng media are the conservatives, far right, 'di ba? And basically pag nagra-riot yung left, yung mga leftist, yung mga communist, merong infamous na video from CNN. Teka, pakita ko lang sa inyo. Okay, ito CNN. Nagra-riot to nung
Christine, Laura,
nagra-riot to noong panahon ni George Floyd to. Okay? So, nakita nyo, nakalagay
Christine, Laura, what you're seeing behind me is one of multiple locations that have been burning in Kenosha, Wisconsin over the course of the night.
Fiery but mostly peaceful protest after police shooting. 'Di ba? While the police station is burning, 'di ba? Tapos sasabihin nila mostly peaceful.
Night since Jacob Blake was seen shot in the back 7 times by a police officer. And what you are seeing now, these images came and come in stark contrast to what we saw over the course of the daytime hours in Kenosha and
well, that's you get the idea. Every time na nagkakaroon ng mga violent protest yung mga leftist, the media like an accomplice waters it down. Kita mo ito talaga hindi makalimutan ng mga Amerikano to eh. A reporter reporting live dun sa location kung saan sinunog ng mga protesters yung police station. While the flames are still burning na napakalakas, tapos may police shooting pa, tapos ang tawag nila mostly peaceful. Ganon. Okay, so yun ang isang konteksto nitong speech ni Marco Rubio. So ang sinasabi niya, kaya resurgence ang sabi, resurgence of far left terrorism. Kasi nangyari na yan dati, nung 70s, nung mga panahon ng Vietnam War.
And here in America, we remember. We remember the same reign of deadly terror.
Leftist.
Justified by the same slogans, motivated by the same wicked ideas. We remember the Weather Underground, which bombed the Pentagon, which bombed the State Department, and bombed the Capitol. We remember the Black Liberation Army, which staged armed robberies and executed police officers at point-blank range. We remember the Symbionese Liberation Army, which shot a public school superintendent to death with cyanide-packed hollow point bullets. In one 18-month period, between 1971 and 1972, the FBI counted some 2,500 bombings on American soil, a rate of nearly 5 a day.
Grabe.
The overwhelming share of that violence came from left-wing extremists. Between 1970 and 1980, 93% of terrorist attacks in the West came from the far extremist left. These are numbers that would shock most Americans today because we've been taught to believe that this kind of political violence, it simply doesn't exist or it's being exaggerated. But it does exist, and we're actually underestimating it. And our nations bear the scars to prove it. And today we face a new wave of this old evil. Here in the United States, the share of left-wing terrorist attacks and plots has risen to levels not seen in decades. In Germany, far-left violence has jumped by more than 40% in just the last year alone. In Greece, more than 80% of radical violence is now driven by far-left and anarchist actors. These are not abstract statistics. Americans have seen what those numbers mean. An all-out assault on our immigration officers, sniper attacks, explosives, armed ambush.
Yan yung mga nagpo-protesta against ICE. Yung mga against sa immigration officers. Merong mga rallyista doon talagang pumupwesto para i-snipe mga sniper, 'di ba? Literal na sniper. Babarilin yung mga police, yung mga ICE officers kasi pinoprotesta nila yung ginagawa. It's a different conversation kung agree ka o hindi dun sa pagde-deport nila. But I think yung pangi-snipe ng mga police, I think we can agree na hindi dapat nila ginagawa 'yon. Okay? But unless you are a leftist na radical leftist ka, mga katulad nung pumatay kay Charlie Kirk, 'di ba? Na violence is an option kasi sa mga leftist kasi, sa mga komunista, kasama yun sa ano nila, sa mga pinapaniwalaan nila, sa mga Leninist. Kasama yung armed struggle eh. So, resorting to violence is part of the ideology. Kumbaga, yung mga masasamang nangyayari dyan, if it serves a purpose that gets you closer to your goal na maitapal yung gobyerno, then that's good.
A transgender shooter opening fire on Catholic elementary school students as they pray, his gun marked with slogans like, "Where is your God now?"
Diba? And they mock
A healthcare
God.
executive executed in cold blood in the streets. Multiple assassination attempts on a sitting president, and the murder of the greatest conservative activist of a generation. A man who
Grabe,
happened
yan
to also
masakit.
be a husband and the father of 2 young children, shot
Parang
and
Charlie.
killed while speaking to a crowd of students. This is a distinctive and unique evil. It has always been driven by a hatred, above all else, a hatred for civilization itself. It is a revolt of the worst against the best, a revolt of the
Oh,
weak
yes.
and the cowardly against
Oh,
the
yes.
strong and the good.
Balik
It is
natin.
perpetrated by those. This is a distinctive and unique evil. It has always been driven by a hatred, above all else, a hatred for civilization itself. It is a revolt of the worst against the best.
Tignan mo, it's the revolt of the worst against the best. Very, very true. 'Di ba yung mga, kasi mga, lalo na sa Amerika, yung mga builders, they're trying to ruin George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, at saka yung mga heroes nila. 'Di ba yung mga generals. And sino yung mga gumagawa nito? Yung mga tambay. 'Di ba? Yung mga tambay, yung mga walang ginawa kundi mag-games buong gabi, buong araw, walang trabaho. Ang ginagawa nila, either wala silang trabaho dahil sobrang yaman nila, parang mga tawag dito, yung parents nila mayaman, basically ganyan. Or talagang wala silang trabaho, mga bums sila. And ang gusto nila, sisirain nila yung mga legacy ni na George Washington. 'Di ba? Revolt of the worst against the best.
A revolt of the weak and the cowardly against the strong and the good.
Oh, 'di ba? Oh my God. Sapul na sapul.
It is perpetrated by
Mga
those.
duwag at saka yung mga walang silbi, 'di ba? Mga walang kino-contribute sa society. Magrarally ka ng magrarally diyan, maninira ka, magva-vandalize ka, and you're gonna burn buildings, 'di ba? Alam mo ba kung gaano ka built by someone else, 'di ba? When you can't build shit in your life.
Those who cannot build, who cannot create, who cannot achieve great things, and take their revenge upon the world for their own inadequacy.
Kita mo, merong resentment eh. 'Di ba? Kasi sa totoo lang, galit sila dun sa mga mayayaman, dun sa mga billionaires, kasi hindi nila magagawa yun. At hindi nila tanggap. Kasi ako, let's say, hindi naman ako, probably hindi ako magiging billionaire sa talambuhay ko. But, hindi ako galit. 'Di ba? I'm gonna drive my own path. 'Di ba? Wala akong resentment against Elon Musk kahit trillionaire na siya, or dito sa Pilipinas na Henry C. Wala, magaling ka eh. Yan ang ano mo eh, yan ang talento mo eh. Kung meron silang ginagawang masasama, edi hulihin, 'di ba? Ikulong. Pero hindi ako magagalit sa kanila just because mayaman sila, 'di ba? Kung meron silang ginawa na, let's say, hindi sila babayad ng tamang pasweldo, o kaya nandadaya sila sa tax, o kaya dinadaya nila yung mga supplier nila, or drug lord pala sila, 'di ba? Yun, persecute them. But just because mayaman sila, magagalit ka na. Tapos gusto mong sirain yung mga ginawa nila, 'di ba? Na parang kailangan buwagin ng SM. Paano kung walang SM? Ang daming natulungan ng SM na nagsimula, 'di ba? Yun ang silbi ng SM kasi, yung mga sinasabi nila na parang sa manggagawa, lalo na yung end of contract, 'di ba? Ang isang ano diyan, masama hindi sa unang rinig mo parang masama nga eh, na parang i-limit ka sa 6 months tapos tatanggalin ka na. Pero dahil sa sistema na 'yon, ilang mga bagong graduate ang natulungan nun, 'di ba? Ilang mga bagong salta sa Maynila ang natulungan nun, na wala silang experience, kumbaga parang stepping stone siya Alam mo 'yun, iba yung kakaroon ka ng pera sa loob ng 6 months meron kang sweldo, tapos meron ka ng mailalagay sa resume mo 'pag nag-apply ka ulit ng bagong trabaho. 'Di ba importante 'yun, 'di ba? So, and isa pa, kung let's say tinanggal mo yung end of contract, let's say napuno lahat yung slot nung SM, 'di ba? Lahat sila paano na saan magtatrabaho yung mga bago, 'di ba? So, I think okay yun, okay yun to some extent as long as merong ibang malilipatan, yung ibang nagtrabaho, 'di ba? Yung mga mawawala, magkakaroon pa rin sila ng opportunity. But by itself, yung mga nagrereklamo kasi na gano'n, mga pinoprotesta 'yan, hindi naiisip 'yun eh. And most of the time, the real reason why they protest it is because galit lang sila kay Henry C dahil mayaman siya or yung mga heirs na niya. Kasi patay na si Henry C, 'di ba? So, it's the same thing na parang galit sila kay Elon Musk na wala dapat trillionaire ganyan. So, it's revenge upon the world for their own inadequacy.
By seeking to destroy those who can.
'Di ba?
This is what radical leftism is. It may wear various different slogans and ideologies across place and time. They can call themselves anti-capitalist or anti-imperialist or communist or anarchist or Marxist, but the fundamental character is always the same. It's always the same. It is a poisonous resentment cloaked in the language of equality.
Oh! Poisonous resentment cloaked in the language of equality. 'Di ba? Like what I said, 'di ba? Ano siya? Parang ipoprotesta mo si Elon Musk or sino ba? Sino bang bilyonaryo ngayon? Si Ramon Ang. Basta a billionaire, the billionaires, 'di ba? Pero sasabihin mo para for equality. Pero sa totoo lang, you just hate na successful sila.
And justice, liberation, an overwhelming need to tear down what greater men have built,
Oh
to
my
wreck what is beautiful and what is right on behalf of people who are only filled with ugliness and have nothing else to offer the world.
Oh, only filled with ugliness and have nothing else to offer the world. Kung let's say loser ka, 'di ba? Wala kang alam gawin kundi mag-post ng mga kaululan mo, 'di ba? Call out dito, call out doon. Sa totoo lang may nagawa ka ba? All you did was to virtue signal, 'di ba? Wala ka namang nagawa eh. Wala ka namang you first of all, you're just repeating something na hindi ikaw yung nakaisip, ipo-post mo yun just because without even the courage na parang teka, tama ba tong sasabihin ko? Can I stand by these words? You don't even get to have courage kasi yung mga ipo-post mo are already curated, approved na ng mga mob na katulad mo. 'Di ba? You're just there to help amplify that message na hindi naman ikaw yung nag-isip, hindi ka sigurado kung naniniwala ka dun sa message na yon, but it sounds good, it sounds virtuous, it sounds like you become a good person instantly without even trying. Magkakaroon ka masasabihan ka ng brave, masasabihan ka ng magiging courageous, ng magiging mabait na tao without actually doing the things that makes you those, 'di ba? And it only masks the ugliness na parang your selfish desire to be called a good person, 'di ba? And you have nothing else to offer but to regurgitate the talking points. This is perfect.
Through violence and through terror, they once again seek to impose their ugliness on
Yun
all.
ang masama doon. Pwede ka kasing when you, let's say, gumraduate ka na, you get radicalized enough, gumraduate ka na sa pagiging keyboard warrior, and then you actually escalate into going into rallies and, alam mo yun, actually doing harmful things to the community. And tatanggapin mo yun, as if it is a good thing to do. Na parang ano mo yun, parang shit, this is purpose ko na to. 'Di ba? Parang magkakaroon ka ng ano na shit, ano ako, may ginagawa akong mabuti, 'di ba? Parang purpose ako kasi wala akong sa bahay, nanonood lang ako ng ano ng YouTube dun 'di ba? Wala talaga akong contribution. Pero dito, actually nakatayo ka na dun, 'di ba? Na parang feeling mo talaga since may physical activity ka na ginagawa, pero at the end of the day, you're still a mindless zombie following the mob.
All of us. The old dogma was wrong. The old dogma was wrong. None of this is driven by idealism. It is not utopian. In
Okay.
fact, it is the opposite.
Okay.
One of the criticisms you sometimes hear of communism, for example, is that it sounds good in theory, but it never works in practice. That's actually not true.
Yes. it sounds it sounds good in theory, but it never works in practice. 'Di ba? Okay, let's hear Marco Rubio.
Communism does not sound good in theory. The world it envisions for all of us is small, flat, gray, leveled of all exception, drained of all that is good and noble in the human soul. The world it envisions is a world without courage.
Oh my God, the best. The world it envisions is a world without courage. What did I just say? 'Di ba? Kasi yung courage, it's just fake. It's just fake. Parang there's nothing courageous in repeating the slogan, a trans woman is a woman. And then tatayo ka dun sa kung saan man, magrarally ka, may dala kang placard holding that, and you think you are a warrior for social justice. You are, kumbaga parang you are a man or woman chosen by destiny to fight for something way more than yourself, when you're just repeating bullshit na inisip ng iba para sa that you were just force fed and brainwashed to follow.
A world without creativity or ambition. A world without heroes or glory or great causes to strive towards.
'Di ba? Kasi no glory, no heroes, no greatness, causes to strive towards. Kasi sa totoo lang, yung ano nila, yung causes na sinasabi nila, they think it's a great cause. Pero at the end of the day, yung mga, like let's say yung gender ideology, or let's say abortion, or kaya transing the kids, 'di ba? It's or let's say socialism that failed over and over for every country that tried it. 'Di ba? Lahat ng 'yan, it will all end up na palpak eh. Lahat 'yan palpak talaga ang ending. So, kung ganun talaga, if it's not a great cause to begin with. So and if you are, let's say, somehow you are a leftist who is aware na ganun naman talaga mangyayari, and you're just parang pretending that this time, dahil kami yung gagawa, it will be different. This time will create true communism and it will work, 'di ba? So, pwedeng ang nangyari, it's tawag dito, kung ganun ang kung ganun ang nangyari, the only glory you have is glory for yourself. That's what you're chasing. That's what you're really chasing after. 'Di ba? It's not the grand changing of the world. It's not rewriting history. It's your self gratification. It's the likes you get when you make a post. It's the what do you call this? Parang hindi gratification. It's not vindication. Yung pag-approve sa sarili mo. Validation. That's the word I'm looking for. It's validation. Oftentimes from total strangers who don't really care about you. That's all you're chasing.
Without a world without miracles, without myths, without men who rise above the rest to do incredible and extraordinary things. And the world communism envisions is a world without God.
Yan, isa pa yan. Godlessness. Because their God is themselves. It's the self. If you don't have any God, yung mga atheist, ano yan eventually you will end up, kasi it's impossible to not have a God in your life. You may not believe in a deity, 'Di ba? Because hindi lang naman deities ang pwedeng maging God eh. Everything that controls you, everything that makes you believe something, everything that gives you uh capacity to reason, that could be your God. And kung let's say lahat na lang parang kasi ang nangyayari sa postmodernist sa mga progressive one of the main ideologies that govern them is postmodernism eh na kung ano yung naisip mo na tingin mo ay tama, then yun, 'di ba? Your reality is based on your beliefs. So kung kung ang babae ay pwedeng maging lalaki, then that is reality, 'di ba? Kung ang let's say ang reality mo ay may oppression sa buong mundo, kahit hindi oppression, gagawin mong oppression, eh magiging reality mo 'yun. Okay? So kung ikaw ang nagdedesisyon ng reality mo, sino ang Diyos mo? Eh di sarili mo, 'di ba? Kasi yun ang sinusunod mo eh. So even atheists, it's kasi kung let's say meron tong Diyos, pwede kang may naisip ka pero teka, parang hindi ito yung gusto ng Diyos. So, pwede kang magbago, pwede kang mag-reconsider. But if you are the absolute authority in your life, then you are God. Ikaw yung sinasamba mo, sarili mo yung sinasamba mo. Tapos pag may kumontra sa'yo, galit ka, masama sila. 'Di ba? Then you're playing God. Kahit pa how much of an atheist you claim you are.
For these architects of revolutionary violence, the towering achievement of our civilization, for them, it's an unbearable humiliation, a reminder of what they cannot do and a reminder of what they cannot be. So they choose instead to destroy. They attack pipelines, they attack railroads, they attack power grids and laboratories, the physical embodied symbols of power and invention and achievement.
Diba? They're just out there to destroy everything that greater people built, diba? And then what? What's gonna happen? Breadlines afterwards. And then the same people who mock these the achievements of these great people sa mga times na nanalo sila, they also end up dead because they become useful idiots for the people who are truly in charge, the real ideological people na etong mga revolutionaries na gusto lang talaga ay sila yung nasa kapangyarihan. That's all. That's all they really wanted. Because sa mga leftist, there's no other virtue. Walang virtue ng there's no other value. Everything can be override by something else. The only value or virtue that they hold na goal nila is power. So they can lie, they can change their tactics. Everything is either optional or variable or subject to change. Basta ang ending nun, you get the power. So power talaga ang core value ng leftism.
This is the nature of the terrorism we face today. They despise the West because the West is great. This is an international conference because we are facing a transnational threat. These are not distinct and isolated cells. They are interconnected networks. They do not recognize our borders. They do not believe, in fact, in the nation state itself. They coordinate, they communicate, they travel, they train, and they act together in the same infrastructure, sharing the same enemies, sharing the same mission. Antifa militants and their comrades travel from across Europe and to the Americas
to
participate in each other's attacks,
diba?
To funnel propaganda,
they're fooling you.
Training materials.
Diba? They're fooling you. They say bullshit. They say bullshit and people regurgitate it as if all they say, diba, napag-usapan namin ni Rolando D na parang the tactic is just paint their enemies as either stupid or evil or both. And yung mga tao na hindi hindi nag-iisip without even knowing what's really happening and just believe that, let's say, the Republicans, the conservatives, whoever na mga, let's say, Trump, itong si Rubio or yung mga conservatives sa Europe, 'di ba? Sa Argentina, they just paint them as evil people, then you're a mark. I'm sorry to say, but you are being fooled. Kung hindi ka nag-iisip para sa sarili mo, you're a mark.
And target information through shared encrypted channels, moving through underground networks of safe houses and finance, and sustain their operations through transnational funds. And they work alongside hostile foreign states that share their mission, like Iranian proxy networks, who are increasingly intimately tied to leftist militant groups around the world. The Cuban regime's sprawling intelligence and ideological network helped to build the far left in our country and in our hemisphere. And it remains inextricably linked to the far left groups and movements across and beyond the West. Today's far left terrorists can raise money in one country. They can host their communications in a second country. They can receive training in a third country. They can recruit militants in a fourth country, and then together strike a target in a fifth country. And so we have no choice but to confront this menace together. We will either cooperate across our borders, or the terrorists will continue to exploit the gaps between them. Under President Trump, for the first time, the United States is building the infrastructure, the partnership, and the strategy to defeat the scourge of far-left terror.
Okay, I think that's it. I think we've got to the good parts. Ang sabi to, may mga nagko-comment. Ang sabi, these people, group of Republicans are very chaotic about their policies. Lalo na yan si Rubio. which politicians are not chaotic? Anong politiko ang hindi chaotic? Of course, chaotic yan. Magbigay ka ng isang gobyerno na hindi chaotic. Ano sabi nito? Rubio likes to be president of Cuba. This foreign loves Cuba. If you go to Cuba, the Cubans are actually asking him to be president. May mga ganun. The same way that Venezuelans were very happy na natanggal si Maduro. Okay? You need to get news from other sources. You know why? Kung bakit mas gusto ng mga Cubans? They can't wait for the United States to get in Cuba because they're sick of communism. They're sick of the communists. Diba? This is like they've been waiting for the United States to get in. Of course, meron ding mga loyalista yung mga komunista, 'di ba? Yung mga talagang komunista talaga. But most people, the same way as the Iranians na nagpo-protesta against the Ayatollah, they're sick of their government. They're happy na nagagawa na inatake ng Amerika ang Iran. Ang problema lang dun sa Iran, I don't think the United States has the capacity to liberate them. Parang mangyayari doon, parang aasa lang sila. Yun ang medyo problema. But Cuba and Venezuela, the Americans are sa Venezuela, nandun na yung mga Amerikano, they are already transitioning. And you can hate on America all you want, but just know the facts. Okay? And do not just do not blindly follow propaganda. If everything is telling you lahat ng sa side na to sila lang ang mali, that's a telltale sign that is propaganda. Yun. 'Di ba pag yung sa kabila lang lagi yung mali, tapos lahat walang 'di ba sasabihin nila chaotic tong si Marco Rubio. He's one of the smartest people on earth. So actually I'll take it back. Maybe one of the smartest politicians na nakita ko. Kasi iba kasi yung smartest people on earth. Ibang klase ang savvy sa pagiging politiko nitong si Marco Rubio. Wow, one of the best Secretary of State ever. 'Di ba? The decisiveness na sa mga ginawa nila from Venezuela. Kita mo, Maduro fell in one night, in a few hours. You can be as Trump deranged as you want, but that is fucking impressive. 'Di ba? Isipin mo na lang 'yon. How kung gaano katindi yung success rate. Sa Cuba, ganoon din. Hindi ko alam kung kailan sila papasok doon, pero I don't know. Sa Iran, of course, mas komplikado doon kasi yung terrain ng Iran is very difficult. Kaya tingin ko imposible na na masakop nila yung Iran. But they can only manage them. But that's another long discussion. We can talk about that on another day. Kasi talagang chess game talaga dun sa Iran. It's so complicated na na a lot of deceptions are going on, a lot of moving parts, may mga unforeseen shit, 'di ba? So hindi talaga malalaman. It's doon pa lang sa terrain ng Iran at saka yung the way the IRGC is structured, it's very difficult. It will kakayanin ng Amerika, yun nga lang, ang daming mamamatay. Ang daming mamamatay and Americans will not tolerate it. So Trump will not do it. Even yung base ni Trump ayaw nila na magbuboots on the ground eh. And Iran knows it. Iran knows it and they capitalize on those things, 'di ba? Na parang alam ng Iran na hindi papasok si Trump eh. That's unless very decisive na lang, parang mga special mission lang. Pero yung parang gagawin yung katulad sa Iraq, that would be devastating for Trump and the Republicans pagdating sa election. So they're not gonna do that. So alam ng alam ng Iran yan. So they play on these weaknesses. So chess game talaga yan. Ang sabi ni Israel puppets. Yan ang una, hindi mo, what are your bases, 'di ba? You're gonna have to prove that. Kasi again, yung mga propaganda kasi against Israel, okay, it's sa akin wala naman ng pakialam ko ba sa Israel, 'di ba? Pero ang thing kasi diyan, a lot of the pro-Gaza people is sila eh, Israel lang yung sinisisi nila eh. Hindi na sinasabi na terorista yung that Israel is dealing with a terrorist neighbor, 'di ba? Na talagang sakit sa ulo 'yun. Tingnan mo, titirahin ka ng missile from Iran to Gaza to the West Bank to Lebanon, 'di ba? Papaliguan ka ng missile every other week. So it's yun ang hindi sinasabi. Yun ang hindi kino-consider ng mga pro-Gaza, mga free Palestine movement na 'yan, 'di ba? So that's another conversation for another time. Ako kasi wala naman akong pake dun talaga kasi hindi naman ako taga dun, 'di ba? Pero ang napapansin ko, Israel lang lagi ang bine-blame. Are you even aware about October 7? 'Di ba? October 7 na kung saan yung mga Hamas na militants, mga terorista, basically sinugod nila, pumasok sila dun sa Israel tapos indiscriminately pinagpapatay nila yung mga tao. Imaginein mo na lang, okay? Let's say ang Israel, yung buong Luzon, more or less ganun kalaki yun eh, yung Luzon minus Bicol, parang ganun. Tapos yung Bicol, yung Bicol na yun yung Gaza, kunyari. Tapos everyday, yun sila sa isang taon, basta kung every time na makakabuo sila ng racket, titirahin tayo dito sa Luzon. 'Di ba? Ganun yung reality nila eh. Anong gagawin mo doon? Papabayaan mo na lang? Tapos ang ginawa nila, pumunta sila sa kunyari sa Baler kasi taga doon sa o kaya sa Quezon, somewhere in Quezon, sa Lucena, tapos pinagmamassacre nila yung mga nandun. You're not gonna do anything? So it's yun ang hindi kino-consider nung mga anti-Israel. Ako hindi ako pro-Israel. Wala akong paki sa Israel, pero you need to consider both sides. You need to know the full story. Kasi kung dito nangyari 'yon, 'di ba? Parang may kapitbahay ka na nandiyan, o sabihin na lang natin kapitbahay nyo. Kapitbahay nyo na lang. Tapos everyday binabato ng Molotov cocktail yung bahay nyo, sinusubukan kayong sunugin. What are you gonna do? Yun ang sitwasyon sa Israel. But again, next time na ulit yun. 'Di ba? Okay lang na okay lang na sisihin mo yung Israel. Pero wag mong palampasin yung Gaza.